We're going to start today's video off just like the good old days, talking about AMC and GameStop's data and then their charts, and then we'll talk about the rest of the market. First of all, a couple things we can't forget to note is that institutions are still purchasing these stocks, whether that is to loan out more shares or whether that is to hedge for some sort of short squeeze. We can see that they are purchasing for a reason. AMC at the highest levels since between December of 2021 and June of 2022, as well as GameStop. They are purchasing at the highest levels that they have ever purchased at. So we are seeing institutions continue to load the boat, probably more than you and me combined, on GameStop and AMC as well. AMC also just got an upgrade from an analyst from sell to neutral. They forecast a 38.43% upside, forecasting a high of about $6.30. Now there are 397 funds or institutions reporting positions in AMC, which is an increase of 20 owners, which is what we just talked about. We come and we take a look at Stock Tracker. We haven't looked at this in a while. Shares available to borrow, 1.6 million. Calls expiring in the money, apparently zero. That is because the options chain is not being reported over here. Short exempts, again, I'm not sure what happened, but the beginning of this year when Trump came into office, I think there was some sort of regulatory scare with AMC as well as GameStop, or they just had enough liquidity in the options chain to keep the price pinned down. But short exempts have been low for quite a while on AMC as well as GameStop, and they have historically been extremely high. So I'm not too sure exactly what's going on over there. But we do know that the SEC has been wiping away FTDs when they get too high because they do not want to show retail this data. So that could just be it right there, right? We see multiple days on top of that. And I don't know if this is the right data screen to look at, but normally you don't see days with zero back to back. On top of that, this is GameStop as well. Tons of days with zero. Bringing us into the charts, but if you haven't yet, make sure to like the video. 26.05 on GameStop, basically up 0.5% on the day. Trading sort of flat, and the one thing that we have to pay attention to, take a step back from the tinfoil hat, take a step back from the cycles. Just looking at it from a plain chart perspective, like it was any other play, this is a stock that has gotten volume recently, tons of institutional investors, has tons of cash on hand, and is playing out a huge macro cup and handle pattern, finishing out the handle. At this point, I don't know who's not buying at these levels. I mean, this is a picture perfect setup for any stock. Just assuming it's not GameStop, assuming it's a blue chip company, this is a perfect setup. As far as AMC goes, I'm going to give this, one last attempt at the next date just for a little bit of hype. We've missed several dates. We've missed several dates, and I think Roaring Kitty kind of hinted at that with the dog just waiting and being sad. We missed several dates where we should have launched higher. Now, from this low back here to where we are at right now, we are very close to what I would say would be this 303-day period. We now marked this low, which is the first one that we've seen. That brings us right to here, the final day before we push higher. Okay, that would bring AMC having a move February 18th. Okay, beginning its move February 18th. That is just something to watch, something to note going forward for the chart. I'll sprinkle a little bit of tin on before we move on. People are talking about Brian Windhurst, which is the guy in Roaring Kitty's thumbnail, which has the Japanese yen carry trade on wine, which we've been talking about, and then I'll wager with you, I'll make you a bet, and then this green candle, right? Wait, so are you telling me that this meme has the Brian Windhurst meme where he's talking about trades and the NBA trade deadline is February 6th, which is the reverse date of the 6-2 when he posted the green Uno reverse card? The meme was also wager and bet. The Super Bowl also is in February 9th, the biggest betting and wagering day of the year. February 6th, February 9th, 6-9, right? That brings us into that Uno reverse card that he was talking about. On June 2nd, 8:02 p.m., Roaring Kitty posted the Uno reverse card, which would technically mean in reverse February 6th at 2:08 p.m. Is he potentially going to play the wild card or do something else? Who knows? This is the next setup to watch for. Just another 10 complete speculation. I recently talked about HIMS on the channel, HIMS. It's been a little bit. It's been probably a month, but Since then, it might have been 2 months. Since then, this stock has continued to rally higher and is up 4.5% on the day, trading at $40.66. Personally, this stock has a lot more room to go as it is sitting at a 30% short interest. Okay, you really need to put this one on your radar. I've been bringing you these stocks day in and day out. Next level for this thing to go to is 62 bucks, which is about a 55 to 57% gain from where it's trading at right now. And it does have earnings at the end of this month, February 24th, and I think by then it will get up there. Again, nothing I say is financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. Next up, HUBC. We talked about yesterday. I posted a video. This is Hub Cybersecurity Ltd. I posted a video last night. So if you didn't see this video, make sure to go watch that because I talked about this penny stock. I talked about this company and it is up 30% today. You can't make it up. So again, very well, easy gains. We had a gap up out of this flag, gap up again, and I figured I'd bring it up on this video. Palantir, obviously, you've seen it, ran about 24% off of earnings. Absolute monster. Okay, a lot of people in Discord played calls on this. I'll tell you straight up, I got wrecked betting puts on this just based off of what the market was doing. It was a bad call, but you have to expect a 50-50 on these earnings plays. But Palantir did come up to our high price target at 108, and now it is currently selling off, trying to hold and backtest $100. Obviously, there is a huge gap to fill now at 85 bucks, and I think at some point, I don't know if it's going to be in a few months, but at some point that will fill, and that will be a buying opportunity, likely when the market takes a little bit more of a nosedive. AMD has earnings tonight, 117.78. Up 3% currently. I'm not going to tell you exactly where I am trading this, but be ready for this earnings play. Now, China is targeting Google, Nvidia, and Intel as the Trump tariffs bite. We'll talk about that in a second, but that leads me into Google, which also reports earnings. I think Google could have a massive beat and come up to 260, or it could have a massive sell-off and come down to 177. Those are major levels to watch on Google. Nvidia, I want to bring up Nvidia really quick as well. Earnings February 26th. There's a lot of rumors that are scaring people for the earnings, but it could be the sell the rumor, buy the news type of deal. As of right now, it is still very, very bearish, trading under the 150 EMA that you see right here. Here are a couple of zones that I have drawn out for Nvidia. It is pretty simple. If Nvidia gets back under 116, I'm expecting a move down to 111, and you could run a tight stop loss. If Nvidia breaks under 111 and can't hold 109, that weak support, I'm expecting 102.75, 103, right? Under that, you have a couple of drops, 96, 97-ish, down to 90 bucks. And then the very, very floor for Nvidia, structural support, if we saw a long-term sell-off, would be $73. That is where I would be loading up shares on Nvidia. If we break higher, watch for a test of the 50 EMA around 126.50. At this point, the resistance levels are coming lower and lower as Nvidia looks more and more bearish, down to 126.50. Above that, 133, 141, 172, which would be all-time highs. MicroStrategy reports earnings tomorrow. This is definitely one to keep an eye on and put on your radar. Trading at 348.08. Bitcoin has had some turbulence, but over the past quarter, MicroStrategy has likely made out a good lump sum of money on Bitcoin. But who knows what this company is really going to do during their earnings call. This is a very, very sketchy play, but it could be a fun one. Here's the earnings for the rest of the week. Let's talk about the overall market. China just slapped tariffs of up to 15% on select U.S. imports starting February 10th, specifically U.S. oil, agricultural equipment, coal, and LNG. Trump's order on Iran directs the U.S. Treasury Secretary to impose maximum economic pressure on Iran, including sanctions and enforcement mechanisms on those violating existing sanctions. Trump's order on Iran is aimed at denying Iran all paths to a nuclear weapon and countering Iran's lean influence. Justin Trudeau has had a call with Trump yesterday, which we talked about and prepped you for. Now planning to implement a $1.3 billion border plan, reinforcing the border with new choppers, technology, and personnel, enhanced coordination with our American partners, and increased resources to stop the flow of fentanyl. Nearly 10,000 frontline personnel are and will be working on protecting the border. In addition, Canada is also making new commitments, so on and so on and so on. So we have cooperation with Canada as well as Mexico. China did retaliate though, bringing us into the SPY, the S&P 500, up 0.5%, trading at 676. 6. We did come up to nearly test 602.50, it looks like, on the daily, but we didn't quite get there. 602.50 to 604 is now the range we have to see. If we get above, then the SPY may be up for another rally. But as of right now, the market is way too turbulent. There's no trade here on the SPY unless you're running a tight stop loss. As of right now, things are still in full effect for a crash, and I do have my longer term puts out here, or now medium term puts out here. Just be weary of the SPY. Again, fear and greed index isn't that fearful right now. There's a lot of economic pressure and a lot of uncertainty. Just be aware of everything that is going on. Last but not least, gold will not stop running, which could be a major warning signal. Just be ready, guys. Also, say goodbye to your sleep, at least for me, with the little sleep I get with insomnia already. SIBO announces plan to launch 24-hour, 5 times a day US equity trading. I mean, can't get a break. Overall, guys, that is what I got for you for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed watching or found value out of the video. Make sure to press the top link in the description to join my Discord server where I post my trades as soon as I take them, and I'm in there on the daily talking stocks and crypto with the family. Best vibes, best people. There are no bad questions. Whether you're a beginner or advanced trader, this is the place to go. We also have option sweep orders, dark pool trade alerts, insider trade alerts, high success trade flow, and tons of other benefits. So level yourself up, guys. Level your discipline up and your trading strategies, and get in the Discord. That is the top link in the description and pinned in the top of comments. And alongside that link under both of them is for Moomoo, which is a free broker where if you use my link, open an account through them, and make a deposit, it should take you only 2 minutes. You will start earning up to 30 free stocks, each valued up to $2,000 per stock, which is insane. But on top of that, you're earning 8.1% APY on your uninvested cash with no risk. And as a retail trader, you're also getting access to short stocks, trade options, all for free, view other exchanges, get access to level 2 order book data so you can see where whales are loading up and dropping off shares, and tons of other benefits. So shout out to Moomoo for hooking you guys up. Again, use the link in the description, sign up, and deposit into your account. Go watch last night's video on that penny stock. I love you all. God bless. Lottery Stocks out.